was afraid they would return with, swords and great war machines.
Well, they had bigger fish to fry internally, so you were safe for a while, because then you had the triumvirate. And I was curious, why didn't you trust Octavian, which was his heir, and you went, towards Antony? Because you trusted Julius Caesar, right? And so someone who he would have personally picked, adopted his nephew and made him his heir. I mean, was it because, why?
It's because I was dealing with other things. Remember what I said about the traditionalists and
right.
those who want the new way? That was real prevalent after Egypt was reclaimed.
Because the Romans left. Did they all leave, or did they leave some behind when Caesar left?
They left some behind.
Okay.
There was outposts and embassies
but nothing really strong presence.
No army. Wow. No actual full army.
I see.
Little war bands here and there, but nothing that could have been detrimental to Egypt.
So now you're on your own with the son.
And with Egypt trying to pull me to two separate ways.
Well, so wasn't your brother Ptolemy already dead at that point? And so what was going on then with... Was everybody in the old... I don't want to use the word regime, but the old way, and the people who were familiar with your father, and all those people had pretty much cleared away, and you had a fresh batch of,
No, they were always there. They wanted me, to become the one true pharaoh, and then the others, like, no, you must, honor Ra and honor Osiris and his decree that there must be two pharaohs.
Wow. So...
And there was always that in between. Like, you go with one side and the other will curse you, and then you go... And then if you're in between both sides, they both will pull at you and curse you.
And you stopped that when you made a decision to have your younger brother killed, wasn't it? Not the one that you had co-wrote, but there was another younger one, so he wouldn't be in the way of the succession with your son. I hate even to bring that up, but I figured there was a good reason behind it.
My other brother filled his head with such disillusions with how he's meant to be given everything. And when he came to me, enraged and said, curse upon you and your son, I will murder you.
So you had to protect you and your son at the expense of younger brother. But I get that. Wow. Poor thing. It broke your heart? Because there wouldn't have been any way to stop his intent, would it?
Because if he had instigated a civil war, more people would have died. Yeah. If it had just been him, it would have been the lesser of two evils. But still people doubted me, people cursed me, kinslayer.
And it's not like you could have banished him or done anything like that. I mean,
Because I know he would have returned with another army from Rome.
do I have a tissue? I do. I'm sorry to bring that up.
It's okay.
But this is your chance to give your side of the story to history. And for us to connect with you and give our hearts to you and see who you are and who you were.
And they can finally see that I am not some infallible queen of the Nile.
No. So that's why you didn't do anything with Octavian, because you're dealing with all that and with the, extremists and the wanting to, what did you say, the extremists and the traditionalists who are still wanting to, two figurehead versus the one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the old ways versus the new. The new trying to say Osiris decreed that there must be two pharaohs, and the other's like, no, we must go back to the traditional way, and always that tension. And
well, what's interesting is, your line had been in power for 200 years at that point, but you actually descended from Greek. It was, I wrote it down, you were ethnically Greek, and you're descended from Alexander the Great's general Ptolemy Soter. So you weren't even native Egypt, but you did learn the language and learn how to speak Egyptian. I guess no other ruler in your line bothered to do that. Is that true?
Well, it was believed that, in case I needed to be married off, I needed to know many languages, and Latin, Greek, a whole bunch of different
right, the regional dialects, right,
were the most likely to where I'd be married off to. So I needed to be prepared for such things. It's not as bad as it sounds. It was just being told, this is your purpose and you need to learn this. But later on it helped me out. When I was, pharaoh and queen, decided, no, I will not be married off.
So tell me about your work with wanting to keep Egypt economically sound, and that you had decided to distribute all the food to the poor, and you really kind of, I guess, in a way, we would have called that in our modern time activism, where you have the concern for the needs of a group, that you try to assist with that. That seems a little activism to me. And I guess you were given a hard time about it, were you not?
Because there was so much bad things happening in Egypt at the time, I wanted there to be cause for celebration, cause to cherish what we have. And I tried to use it as a way to stop, both sides, and you can come enjoy a meal together once in a while.
Well, but Egypt wasn't, it was really wholly dependent on what the Nile did, right? The flooding, whether it was a good growing season or not, and, you probably did you do a lot of it importing, of food, or were you pretty much self-sustaining and self-supporting with food?
There was years we had to do imports, but thankfully we exported some exotic goods that made up for the difference and then some.